Hi, welcome back. This is another episode of Pet Pals, the show where we're going to introduce you to just a handful of the adoptable animals here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. I'm Bethany Davidson, your host, and I'm the humane educator here. And Tammy Benson is our expert volunteer and animal wrangler for us. The first guest that we have today is actually our oldest cat on the adoption floor. This is Arthur. He came to us as a stray, and our vet has assessed him to be approximately 13 to 14 years old. So he's just looking for that kind of retirement home where he's just gonna hang out, relax, get lots of loving, and just be super chill and kind of subdued. He is a very sweet guy. He's a lap cat. He's just very relaxed. He's not the cat that's kind of begging for attention. He's perfectly content to sit in his little bed and sleep the day away. But when visitors and volunteers come up to him, he definitely enjoys the social interaction that he gets. As a senior cat, he is going to have some medical things that are going to be important. You want to make sure that you are financially prepared to provide him with all of those medical treatments and things in his golden years. So right now we are working hopefully to get his teeth cleaned. So that's not a guarantee that will be done before he gets adopted, but his dental grade is a 4 out of 4, which means it's really important that he gets his teeth cleaned. If you let dental disease go too long, then it can start to affect other areas of their body, other than just making them feel uncomfortable. He could use a little bit of grooming, things like that. His eyes are a little cloudy. So as a stray, he just needs some maintenance things too. He's a little bit thin, so getting him on a nice diet will be beneficial for Arthur as well. So if you're interested in providing a safe, loving retirement home for our oldest resident, then you can come and visit Arthur here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. The kittens have finally arrived. Wendell and Wally are just two of the many cats that have started pouring back in from foster care. Just an example of what's available for all of the families out there who are looking for kittens. So these guys are brothers. They are from the same litter. So Wendell is going to be the short-haired male there. He's a gray tabby there. And then chewing on Tammy's watch is Wally. Wally is a gray tabby with white, and he's a domestic long hair. So right now they're together in their cage. They could be adopted together. A lot of people like to do kittens in pairs, because then when you're at work, they have someone to play with, someone to entertain them. So, or even when you're at home and you're trying to do things, they're not constantly bothering you for attention, because kittens do need more attention than say an older cat like Arthur. They want to play. They need more time for you to devote to training them and showing them, good cat behavior. These guys don't know yet that they can't scratch on your couch or your door frames. They don't know that they can't sit on your tables and your counters and things like that. They're relying on you to teach them. So you do need to make sure that you have the time for them. The other thing with kittens, they're playful. They're great, and it's good to have a cat grow with your family. But you don't really know what you're getting. They can be super playful or very chill at a young age here in the shelter. And then as they grow, their personalities are changing. So just keeping that in mind, like if you're saying, oh, I want a lap cat, when you adopt a kitten, you might not end up with a lap cat. All of our kittens and all of our cats for that matter, are going to be spayed or neutered before they were to go home with their new families. We also do our best to make sure they get up to date with all their, kitten vaccines and things like that. So doing as many as we can in their distemper series, sending them home with vouchers for their rabies vaccinations, because cats can't be rabies vaccinated until they're 4 months old. Getting them all their dewormer, flea and tick preventative, and all of that. But then the rest is up to you to make sure you raise them to be good cat citizens with good manners and things like that. If you are looking to add kittens to your home, then you can come in and check out these two or many of the others. If you don't see something that you're particularly drawn to, then just wait a week, wait 2 weeks. There are many more kittens where they came from. Kittens and cats are adopted for a fee of $97.50 here at the shelter. Our next guest is another one of our seniors. This is Sloan. She's relatively new to the adoption floor. She came to us when it appears that she was abandoned by a neighbor, and someone else brought her in here to us so that we could find her a suitable forever home after they had kept her for less than a month, kind of taking care of her. We've estimated her to be about 8 to 10 years old. She is, of course, a tortie. Torties have that special genetic marker, the same one that calicos and torbies have. Sometimes they can be a little sassy, have a little bit of tortitude, but all we've seen from Sloan is that she's just a sweet, amazing, loving cat. She is and has been identified by many of our volunteers as a lap cat. She's quite happy here sitting on Tammy's lap. When I went to get her out of her cage, just a couple pets, she came right out of her bed, wanted to interact with me more. I was able to pick her up and carry her out here, no big deal. And then she's, now happy, getting lots of attention, hanging out on Tammy's lap. So if you're looking for a lap cat, you can often look around. We've been posting signs because so many people want that cuddly lap cat. So we're identifying them for you. And you can always ask the staff or the volunteers. The volunteers sometimes are able to spend a little bit more one-on-one time with the animals. So they might have some additional information as to which cats are going to fit into what you're looking for. According to the people who had been caring for her, she was abandoned and decided to live in their garage. She's calm, she's able to handle, she's friendly. But other than that, we're still learning about her and what she does and doesn't like. But she seems to be pretty easygoing. Again, just like a lot of the senior animals here, she is going to need some dentals with a couple of extractions, probably, our vet has noted. So making sure that you're prepared for the financial commitment that comes with getting that dental done and just other senior types of medical care. If you're interested in adding this great senior cat to your home, you can visit her here at Animal Control. We do offer discounts on our senior pets. So from 5 to 9, it's $20 off, and from 10 up, it is then $40 off. So Sloan would fall into that category. Our next guest is another one of our seniors. This is Mango, and she too is a newcomer to the adoption floor. She's listed as 10 to 12 years old. She came to us previously owned. The owner didn't give a lot of details as to why she was being surrendered, but they did say that they had her for 2 years, that she's previously lived with dogs and gotten along with them, that she's a little shy, a little nervous, a little afraid of strangers. But here in the shelter, we've color-coded her orange, which means she's just individually average. So she's not super shy, otherwise we would have color-coded her yellow. When I approached her cage today, this is the very first time that I've actually met and interacted with her. She came right to the front. She was happy to have me pet her, was willing to tolerate me picking her up and carrying her to the set today. And now she's just kind of wanting to get down and explore. So even though she's a senior, she still has a lot of fire left in her. She wants to get down and explore. So just because a cat is a senior doesn't mean that they're just going to lounge around all day. Some of them can be quite active. I have senior cats at home. They still run around, get the zoomies. They want to play with their toys. So there's a lot more to them than just kind of the cat that wants to sit and lay around all day. That being said, sometimes they do. The other thing, as we've talked today with all of our senior cats on the show, she is going to need a dental in the next 6 to 12 months. And before you're doing that, it is recommended that you get some senior blood work done just to make sure that your animal can handle the anesthesia and to make sure that it's safe to actually get that procedure done. Depending on your vet and extractions and things like that, that can be anywhere from $500 and up. So you just want to make sure that you're prepared for that expense. Otherwise, she's a beautiful cat. She's got those great big green eyes, and she just has a really striking face that's kind of unique and sets her apart from the other animals here at the shelter. Again, as we've mentioned previously, if you were to adopt her, you get that $40 reduction in your adoption fee. Because she is a senior cat. So if you're interested in some of the great seniors that we have, definitely stop in and visit. We have kittens, but we also have amazing senior cats like Mango. This is Bella, and she is our last feline guest today. She is 8 years old, and she came to the shelter when I believe it was a child in the family started developing allergies. Someone there had some allergies, wasn't going to be good for the family, so they brought Bella to us so that we could find her a new home. Bella is one of the cats that is a little bit more fearful of the shelter environment. She's color-coded orange, which means like she's individually average, like when you're handling her and things like that. But you'll notice that she kind of sits in her litter box a little bit. A lot of shelter cats will do that. It's a behavior that cats in general do because you know, for a number of reasons. They could be sick, they could be having trouble going to the bathroom, they could be trying to prevent other cats in the household from gaining access to the litter box, but also because their litter box is a place that is consistent throughout their lives. No matter where they go, there's always a litter box, and because it smells like them, it can also serve as a safe haven. So when they're in the shelter environment and they're still getting used to it, it's unusual for them. We will often see that they take to their litter boxes just to feel comfortable, and that's something that she's been moved a couple times. She's had a cold and she's come back, so as she readjusts to those new cages, she does kind of hang out there, but she's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, come out and do things like that. Just because she's a senior cat doesn't mean that she doesn't have a playful streak. In her home, she had a history of stealing toys from a child's room, and her favorite toy, a little stuffed dolphin, actually made its way here to the shelter with her. So she'll be adopted with that, as that's something that she likes, and she finds it comforting. It's hers. It's something that makes her feel safe. Bella has been described as her owners as a little bit shy, afraid of noises, things like that. She's independent, she's energetic and playful. They also stated that once she warms up to you, she'll just be your best friend. And she seems to be quite content hanging out with Tammy, just hanging out on a lap, getting attention. You know, other great things about Bella, she uses her scratch pad. They never said that she clawed furniture or anything like that, that she likes carpet and rope things to scratch on. So she's just going to be a great cat. She just needs someone to give her that second chance. She has only had that one owner in the past, so she's kind of used to life in a home. If you're interested in Bella, you can visit her here at the shelter. We are open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Our visiting hours are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and Saturday from 10 to 4. We hope you enjoyed meeting Bella and some of the other adoptable cats today. After the break, we're going to introduce you to a few of our canines.
Thinking about traveling out of the country this summer? As we get closer to peak vacation time, the race to get a passport is on. Now there's a new way to get your passport locally. Frederick County Public Libraries opened a new passport acceptance facility in the Seaver Arts Public Library in downtown Frederick. Located at 110 East Patrick Street, the office will accept passport applications on behalf of the U.S. Department of State. While tending to your application, you can also get your passport photo taken in the new library office. No appointments are necessary, as the service is on a first-come, first-served basis. The office is open Tuesday through Sunday at varying hours. For more information, visit travel.state.gov, fcpl.org, or call the library at 301-600-1630.
Are you looking for that perfect spot for your child's next birthday party? Look no farther. Frederick County Parks and Recreation can fulfill all your birthday party needs. Choose from any of our rec center locations. Your party rental includes tables, chairs, on-site facility supervisor, and much more. Pricing for our parties is $120 for 2 hours in our rec room, or $170 for 2 hours in our rec room and gymnasium. For more information and availability, visit us on the web at www.recreator.com.
Welcome back. Our first canine guest today is Jaeger. She's a 5-year-old Brindle Pit Bull mix. She came to us as a stray, so we're still finding things out about her, but the more time you spend with an animal, the more things you learn. And I was able to take her out recently to an event, so I learned that she knows sit, she knows down, she knows paw, she can catch treats and tennis balls in her mouth. So she is a pretty well-behaved dog. She walks pretty nicely on a leash unless she really wants to go somewhere. Then she will pull you in that direction. She did pretty well with being around a lot of people. She was a little bit nervous, but she didn't really have that long to settle in. According to her behavior assessment that we've done here, she keeps her kennel clean, which is great. Obviously, you want to train her, house train her in your home. She's friendly, no reaction when other dogs are walking past her kennel. She's easy to get leashed up. Even I put a slip lead harness on her, no big deal. She was fine with that. Jumped right into the van, into the crate, rode nicely in the car. Again, she can pull a little bit. No real issues with food aggression. She willingly lets go of objects. She knows the cue drop. And she loves tennis balls. She carried a tennis ball around with her the entire time I had her out. She would drop it and she'd go back and pick it up again. And she loves to be petted. Doesn't really have any, no reactions with handling her feet or her mouth. So overall, she's just a great dog. But she, like a lot of terriers, she has a high energy. So you just want to make sure that you're prepared for that. But she should do well in any home. She had a little bit of an interaction with some cats. Not sure if it was a great, if it's something that would be problematic with a cat in the home or not, because she didn't really have an opportunity to sniff and assess the situation. So it could have just been curiosity. I'm not really sure about that. But you can visit with Jaeger here at Animal Control. The adoption fee for a 5-year-old dog would be $72.50. People are always asking if we have small dogs available for adoption, and Molly here is one of the 2 small dogs we currently have on the adoption floor. She is a 6-year-old wire-haired terrier mix. She is white and tan. She does have some conditions on the type of home that she could be adopted to, however. She needs to go to a home with no cats and no dogs. That is for a couple of reasons. First, she was brought to us because she wasn't getting along with the other dogs in her home. The situation was that the current owner has kept her for about 2 years. She used to be the owner's mother's dog. And over the last 8 months, she said, she's progressively become more aggressive with the dogs in her home. So to make it a safe environment, not only for Molly, but for the other dogs in the home as well, she brought her to us so that we could find a more suitable situation for her. No cats, because she does chase the cats that she's encountered. She's been fine with children. Otherwise, beyond those 2 conditions with the other animals, she's playful, energetic, friendly. She walks well on a leash. She's used to getting her nails trimmed. She's used to going to the groomer. She's used to baths, vet checks. She's allegedly crate trained and house trained, and has previously been used to being in a crate up to 12 hours, although that's not commonplace for her. So she does have a lot of great things going for her, but you just need to make sure that she is going to be pretty much the only animal in your home, to make sure that it's going to be a safe situation for her. She's a small dog, so she's pretty easy to handle, which is great for most people. We have behavior assessed her as we do all the dogs here. So what we're looking at is she's friendly when you approach her kennel. When she's in her kennel and the other dogs walk past, she has no reaction there. She's easy to obtain. She's really easy to walk. You can even carry her if necessary. No issues with food aggression. Not interested in toys. Just really wants to be petted and to be given your attention. She's even tried to get up on Tammy's lap and hang out. She's going to be a great dog if you've maybe looking for something small, you live in an apartment, things like that. If you are interested and you meet those recommendations, those requirements, you can visit Molly here at the shelter. Address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our next dog is Max, and he has quickly earned a place in my heart. He is a big goober. He is 90 pounds of lazy cuddle toy destruction. He's just all these great things rolled into one. Max is a beautiful blue fawn and white pit bull mix. He's about 5 years old. He was brought to us because he couldn't go to, his owners were moving to a new home and he was not able to live in that facility. He had lived with that family since he was 8 weeks old, so he's only known one family. He does know that his name is Max. He does know some commands. He knows sit, and we've been working on down with him a little bit. He loves to destroy toys. He also has a knack for destroying his harnesses if they're left accessible to him. But he's a great dog. He loves to cuddle. He loves to give kisses. He loves people. Recently, I had 4 Girl Scout troop tours to the shelter in 1 week, and 2 of them were in the same day. And Max was the dog that they got to meet and interact with, and he did really well with them. He was very tolerant of them kind of all coming up in a group and wanting to pet him. He was either interested or he just sat and played with his toy while they petted him, and he was fine with it. So it's hard to find a dog that's going to be okay with 12 6-year-old girls being in his space bubble, and Max did really well with that. So if you have children in your home, he would be even though he's a large dog, he would be a good dog that could handle that. He does need to learn not to jump up on people, especially if you have food or treat and he's excited. He will do a little bit of jumping up, but otherwise he's pretty well-mannered. He is listed as a playful, energetic dog, again, a jumper. He walks on a leash. We have him in a harness just because he's very strong. He is 90 pounds, and he can pull a little bit, so a little work on that would be nice. He rides pretty well in the car. They say he is both house-trained and crate-trained, but again, wanting to work on establishing those patterns and routines in your home so that he's not going to have any accidents. Because he's a senior dog, Max will be adopted for a fee of $72.50. He gets that $20 reduction in his adoption fee. If you are interested in Big Max, you can visit with him here at the shelter. Our hours of visitation are Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and Saturday from 10 to 4. This is the second small dog we currently have available for adoption right now. This is Alice, and she is a tan Chihuahua mix. She weighs about 12 pounds, which is the same size as many of our cats on the adoption floor right now. She came to us as a stray, so we're aging her to be about 1 to 2 years old. We did name her Alice, so changing her name shouldn't be a big deal because she's only had this one since about the 20th of this month. We behavior assessed her, which is where we're getting the majority of our information from. She is not house trained, so anyone who's taking her on will have to be committed to teaching her those things and being understanding when there are accidents in the house. She's very friendly when you approach her, but she can also be very cautious. Being patient, we have color-coded her yellow for shyness, especially in the kennel environment. She reacted with no reaction to other dogs walking past her kennel. Takes a little time to get coaxed out of her kennel. She lags behind her handler when she's walking because she is nervous, and she tends to jump on people a little bit. Because she was so stressed out, they were unable to test her for food aggression or object guarding because she just really wasn't interested. But she does love being petted and things like that, as you can see. When you're going through these packets, these profiles for the animals, you might see some information from our volunteers. We do ask people to fill out behavior reports on the animals, and one of them did fill out a report for her. Once she was outside, she really just didn't want to go back in, so she is much more confident outside. She was a little fearful of some of the dogs that were barking at her, but she was also interested in some of the other dogs. So she is another one of the dogs who you definitely, if you're interested and you're not sure, given how they're reacting in their kennel, take them outside. A lot of times they are different in that environment, so you'll get a better indication of her behavior and her temperament and personality and things like that. If you were interested in making little Alice part of your family, she would be adopted for our adult dog fee, which is $92.50. Our last guest today is Mackenzie, and Mackenzie's been on the show before. But it's really important for people to be able to see Mackenzie outside of her kennel, because she's very fearful in her kennel, so sometimes she growls and barks and cowers and kind of runs away. And that's not who Mackenzie really is. That's just entirely a reaction based on fear, being in the kennel environment. Dogs that aren't familiar with it, it's, you have to socialize dogs to different types of things, and if they're not, then it's scary. And when they're in a confined space, they don't have an escape route, so they're kind of trying to get you to leave them alone so that they can feel safe. Outside of her kennel, Mackenzie is lovely. She loves to give kisses, she loves to roll in the grass, she loves to, of course, eat treats. She walks really nicely on her leash. She just has a great personality and a beautiful smile, and just kind of a happy dog when she's outside. But most people won't take the time to get to know that about Mackenzie, because they think that she's mean or aggressive based on her kennel behavior. And even though we've posted a lot of signs, some people just don't necessarily understand how her behavior can be so drastically different based on her environment. But she is a super sweet dog. She does have, dogs with her type of fur and skin and kind of pattern are known for having some skin allergies and things like that. So when she rolls around in the grass, she gets kind of some red irritations from that. We've been using special solutions to clean her kennel just to prevent any further irritation and kind of allergic reaction. So keeping those things in mind will be important as well. And just based on how she behaves in her kennel, it might be harder to crate her and things like that. So you just want to take time and be patient with Mackenzie. But she is a dog that we've been spending a lot of time with, and more people are coming to truly know her and kind of love her for her true personality. But again, something that you're going to have to take time and invest to really see. If you wanted to meet with Mackenzie, we could definitely set up that interaction for you. But first, you have to stop by the shelter. The address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue, and you can meet Mackenzie or any of the other animals that we've showcased today, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We want to thank you for tuning in. If you didn't see something that you want to make part of your family, then always stop by the shelter. There's much more to choose from here in our facility.
Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center is teaming up with more than a dozen shelters this July for the Maryland 2000. The goal of this statewide event is to find new and loving homes for at least 2,000 unwanted cats and kittens. For the entire month of July, Frederick County Animal Control will be reducing the adoption fee for all of our fantastic felines to $15.50. Regular adoption procedures will still apply. For more information about this event, visit frederickcountymd.gov/FCAC.
Here's a special message to Frederick County employers. Are you planning to fill open positions? Have you been struggling to find the skills you require among job applicants? Frederick County Workforce Services not only offers solutions, but will also save your business time and money. We offer many benefits at no cost to your organization, such as a member of our professional team will serve as a point of contact for your recruitment and training needs. We'll consult with you to develop a customized recruitment plan for your organization. We can connect you with grant funding that is designated for hiring and training new employees. You'll have access to our on-site recruitment event space to meet with qualified candidates in person. We'll provide you with a variety of job listing opportunities, connecting you with a wide range of local talent. All this and more at no cost to you. To connect with us, visit frederickworks.com today.